Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the WCA European Pro Qualifier for WarCraft 3. These games have boggled our minds so far. We promised you an awesome tournament. We promised you awesome games, and we delivered so far.
We had another amazing series just a few minutes ago. It was Foggy versus... No, excuse me. Sorry. It was Cash versus Foggy. And it was crazy. It was amazing. Foggy is now the player definitely so far that has blown my mind the most this tournament. Playing crazy strats game 1, playing incredibly well game 2. I'm really impressed. But that's actually not the next game that we're going to be seeing. It is going to be XeLSinG versus yAwS.
Yes, we see the bracket right here. We have a new series coming. yAwS versus XeLSinG, Human versus Orc. The winner of that best of 3 will fight against either Sonic or Hate, Love, Anger. And this series is pretty strange because we don't really know what to expect from a few players, and because XeLSinG is definitely not a standard orc and Sonic is, well, not as crazy as Foggy, but he can pull out some crazy stuff. And we are in the first game of the series, yAwS versus XeLSinG on Last Refuge. The vetoes are Twisted Meadows for yAwS and Turtle Rock for XeLSinG. And XeLSinG, his favorite map is Twisted Meadows. So yAwS did a good veto on this one. The Orc player from the Belarus is 27 years old, and of course an Orc player. His favorite matchup is Undead, so if Hate, Love, Anger wins it and XeLSinG wins it, this would be pretty good for him actually. He played the Zodiac Dream League, was eliminated in the group stage, but did some quite good performances here. And he was in the final of Jera Cup 8. These players met at least once in important games and tournaments, and XeLSinG was the winner of this game. But his statistics versus humans are not very good. He has only 33% win rate versus yAwS's race, and for him, the longer the game goes, the better it is. And on the bottom left side, we have our co-caster, our Back to Warcraft team member. It is the former German champion, Mark yAwS Förster, 27 years old as well. His favorite matchup is UD, and his favorite maps, I told you, are Echo Isles and Twisted Meadows. He played the Zodiac Dream League. He advanced to the quarter-final and was in the semi-finals of Jera Cup 5 and 6. And we mentioned it, German champion. He won the EPS 15. His matchup versus Orc is pretty good, 50% win rate. And for him, it's the same. The longer the game goes, the better it is versus Orc. And he is starting with an Archmage on LR.
Yes, Archmage, definitely the hero of choice nowadays against Orc. Like a few years ago, I'd say we saw a bit of Mountain King, but we of course talk with yAwS quite a bit, and he definitely prefers that wizard. And yeah, Last Refuge, a map where getting level 3 on the Archmage is not as difficult as it is on many other maps. We all know this importance for the human player, getting level 3 Archmage, getting level 2 Water Elementals, and most of the time it will be the Orc's job to try to prevent this for as long as possible. But there are many tiny little creep camps that you can creep simultaneously when you're human on this map. So let's see, getting that level 3 will be very important. And already we can see yAwS doing some evasion creeping, but the grunt scouting for XeLSinG is gathering perfect information. So basically the Blade Master should know where yAwS is heading. Now if he goes to a creep camp where he can get ensnared, his footman could, that would be quite an easy hero kill, as Blade Master already found the claws of attack and bought a circlet. He is already pretty damn strong.
That is right. If you're not familiar with XeLSinG, he's not playing the standard Orc stuff, which would be Raider Walkers. He likes to open the mid-game with Wyverns, and this is a very effective tactic lately, to be honest. But yAwS knows exactly how to deal with it, he told us. But we will see. Maybe XeLSinG prepared something else here as well. Last Refuge, you described it a little. I think it's a very good human race. If you ask Hawk, for example, he says it's by far the best map for human, and I think it's not a very good map for Orc. They lose most of the games here, and especially versus human, this will be very hard for the guy from Belarus.
Especially late game for human when he has MK level 3, when the armies get big. That is when Last Refuge can really be good for the human player, as there are many chokes, many tiny little avenues in which you can fight, and of course that is terrible for the Orc, who has so many melee units. They end up blocking each other, and you cannot micro as well as you would like, and that's of course what the human likes to have. By the way, he lost one footman, but that is pretty much a given against the Blade Master with early boots of speed. This, by the way, has also been kind of changing. Back in the day, I want to say, boots of speed were absolute necessity for the Blade Master by the time it hits 7 o'clock, because that's when the boots become available. But players like Fly, for example, have been neglecting those boots of speed more and more and more in favor of gathering more resources to be better prepared to fend off the tower rush. But yAwS, we know it, he doesn't really like the tower rush that much.
But look at his base, man. There's a lumber mill.
There is?
There is a lumber mill, and the tier 2 is finished. He plays Mountain King second. That would speak for a later tower rush, I think. No second summon hero.
Sorry to cut you off there. It may also be just for a guard tower because of the Wyvern. Oh, Archmage standing still there, loses more hit points. And yeah, he's not upgrading the scout tower in his base, so I assume this is going to become a guard tower against possible Wyverns. Archmage now needs to be careful. Grunts are in position to block. Are they fast enough to keep the block up? Archmage not being microed perfectly. And I think this will have to be a TP. No, he escapes the next block attempt. There's one more Windwalk remaining, so he still needs to be really careful. What are the footmen doing in the meantime? Not that much, honestly. And there's no shop coming up. How is he supposed to get this Archmage back to full health?
We saw some practice games of yAwS, and I gotta admit I was not too impressed with his performance so far. But XeLSinG is not a top-tier player as well. He's like the third best Orc, maybe, but I don't know. So there is a possibility of yAwS to beat him, and then maybe play yourself into just I don't know what to say. I'm
not sure. Well, anyways, the Archmage, because he's so hurt right now, he has to be careful, and he's really not leveling up quickly at all. And the Blade Master got a big, important creep camp here, the item drop, and he probably got the best thing he can get, the Greater Invulnerability Potion. It not only makes you invulnerable to anything, including slow, but you can also use those 15 seconds to heal up again. It is absolutely amazing for the Blade Master. And now yAwS is creeping with 2 heroes. This will delay his leveling up even more. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna go for a tower rush here. I don't think he has the strength. He can't gather that strength quickly enough. And yeah, by the way, he got 1 guard tower in his main base. Are we gonna see the Wyverns? Nope. We have Raider and Snare coming, so more standard this time around from XeLSinG.
Yeah, this is maybe his way to surprise his opponents. Of course, not the fancy route that Foggy does, but we know that XeLSinG is not playing standard at all in Jara Cups, etc., but now he is. And yeah, of course, Shadowhunter second, he's creeping the big mercenary camp spot, and he got his flute. A very nice inventory for the Blade Master. He could sell the flute, but yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And he wants level 3 with his Blade Master to roam around, to get a few creeps and units and the Sorks, etc. And now it's time to level up that Shadowhunter. Yes, Shadowhunter joins the army. Blade Master goes on the hunt.
By the way, Belt of Giant Strength also pretty nice for the Mountain King, who will also always be eating out of damage. There's nothing you can do about it because always in the front lines. Is he gonna get the last hit? Yes, number 1 has been taken, number 2 not, so that gives Archmage level 3 finally. He bought the dust, by the way. He stole it, so he cannot be detected right now. Very nice overlooking play from XeLSinG's Blade Master and stealing quite a bit of experience here. And this is absolutely important, people. MK needs to get level 3 to have a chance in this late game fights, because level 1 Bolt really is pretty damn bad. But this also gives the Shadowhunter quite a bit of time, who is still only level 1, however. He wants that level 3 himself. We all know this. Basically, every hero wants to get level 3 as quickly as possible. Now, the thing is, Orcs have been struggling against late-game humans a lot. When the armies get towards 70-80 supply with lots of breakers, with Blizzard, with sorceresses, with priests and heal scrolls and this and that and here and there. Does XeLSinG have what it takes in pure late-game micro skill to hang with yAwS?
I don't think so. His micro and macro is both not that good. I think his strength is his tactics and his game sense. But
this creep jack can be really bad.
yeah, yAwS of course known for very good micro, but we don't really know in which shape he is right now, how much he practiced. He didn't talk that much about it. And yeah, XeLSinG is well aware of that creep. The Blade Master is always nearby, but is being revealed. Stormbolt. Oh, Book of the Dead! Almost a surround here, but there's Windwalk, of course. Heal Ward perfectly placed, but immediately dispelled and cancelled here. And this is a nice timing for XeLSinG because there's no breaker. Second heal ward, and yeah, the Blade Master running Berserk.
Finally, Militia coming in. I feel it's a little bit late, and this is actually really good from XeLSinG. He gets a few units killed. I don't know, did he lose anything?
I don't think so, and yAwS...
I think he lost one grunt, but whatever.
yAwS lost his Book of the Dead and 2 heal wards.
That was the Orc's Book of the Dead, actually.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, that was also why that creep jack was very, very dangerous.
Right.
And yeah, yAwS is now down in supply, 46 against 50 for XeLSinG. So, you know, it's still pretty damn even. What is the big ogre gonna drop for XeLSinG? This is a huge one. He, by the way, preserved his potion of invulnerability, the big one on the Blade Master. He didn't want to use it yet. I really, really like his play so far. Level 3 now for his Shadow Hunter, who finds a greater healing potion. Yeah. Another amazing item. Greater mana would have probably been better, but you can't complain about that one.
That's right. You really want to snipe the Shadow Hunter with the Mountain King and then try probably with the breakers to surround him or kill him, whatever, with that potion of healing. It's definitely a lot harder for yAwS to pull that off. Is he going for that red spot again? The Blade Master is like a shade at the back of the army, always knowing exactly what yAwS is doing.
The invisible Water Elemental was supposed to see the army coming, but then he put it back into the group, so he didn't see it coming. And this creep jack is going to happen again at the very same spot. Honestly, a bit of a mistake here from yAwS. He doesn't care, though. He wants to get the big one before he dies. To get out of there, excuse me. And he gets it, and he finally is level 3. And Mountain King with Cloak of Flames actually pretty damn nice, especially with the Protection Ring and the Battle of Giant Strength. He will be in the front lines, tanking a lot, and that damage will add up over time. But XeLSinG has already managed to get a pretty decent advantage. Should he perhaps expand now? What are your thoughts?
He loves to expand and of course go to tier 3. I don't really know if that should be his weapon of choice now. I think he should continue the standard route of Orc. He's going for attack upgrades. We really see that very, very rarely. He has a defense upgrade already.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because Blizzard oftentimes does a lot of damage late game. Maybe he wants to be as effective as he can, as early on as he can. Maybe he doesn't want to face the very, very late game scenario either, like many other orcs. And he was kind of in position to attack down there again, but he thinks better of it.
I think personally the army composition is getting better and better for yAwS. He got 3 breakers now who are so important to block the raiders away from your casters. And so the more breaker you have, the more mana you burn from everything they hit. And of course, the more they can block because they have a huge armor amount if they are tagged, which will be done sooner than later, I guess. But the Blade Master is already level 4. That means level 2 critical strike. He has a claw and a circlet, and I think there will be Kodo soon. Yep, he'll get the command aura, and that boosts his damage even more.
There's no TP, by the way, on yAwS, so he needs to be really, really careful. Honestly, he cannot dare to go down there to the turtles to creep it or to the red camp. If he gets creep jacked, he most likely loses. He wants to stay next to his base as close as possible for the militia reinforcements. He's positioning himself, expecting a fight, but XeLSinG, playing smart, being careful. He actually bought a dust, and he found the footman invisible who was scouting for it. This is... I don't know if I've ever seen this before. XeLSinG is kind of playing out of his mind.
Yes.
What's he gonna find? Wow.
Ancient Django of Endurance, the Torrent Chieftain aura, more movement speed, more attack speed, especially good for the Blade Master, of course. And yAwS is in a dangerous, dangerous situation here. His Archmage level 4. This is really good because it plays Mass Casters, and Brilliance aura level 2 grants you more mana, of course. So more slow is always great against Orc. But, oh, XeLSinG pulling the peons, but sending them away again.
And still invisible footman scouting. I really like this from yAwS. He needs to be so careful. He needs to get perfect information. One misstep, and he loses this first map.
Cost him the game. Second attack upgrade, by the way, for XeLSinG. He's putting a lot of resources into his upgrades. Usually the orcs never do that.
Yeah, it's also because usually the orcs are kind of struggling. They are losing units after units in these little skirmishes, but so far everything is going perfectly for him. He doesn't have to keep on pumping units to be able to contest the human army. It's actually pretty fine the way it is, so you invest into more late game. So, what we thought that late game isn't going to work out for him, I guess he thinks it is going to work out.
Yeah,
Home of retraining now, by the way, for the Archmage.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to mention. Blizzard now he has the amount of spellbreakers that he needs to keep the army away from his casters. And
again,
of course,
since position.
Yeah, the position is really, really good for XeLSinG, I guess. But this narrow choke could be really good for yAwS.
Oh, the clap! Invisible Mountain King coming in, hitting everything, and the Blizzard to follow it up. How many heal scrolls does he have? 1, and he thinks the position is too bad. He gets out of there, but he gets to eat something before he leaves. But it was only 1 footman, well, and 1 spellbreaker, so actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too. 68 supply for yAwS. It is 68 for XeLSinG as well. This game on a knife's edge. Of course, it is single elimination, best of 3, but it's of course a huge mental advantage if you win that first map. Especially for XeLSinG, it would be huge because LR is such a good human map. Now, creeping with Blizzard, super easy, super fast, and he's coming closer to level 5-5.
I really like this decision from yAwS. He knows, alright, I didn't actually kill anything when he TP'd out, but I got a lot of stuff low. So he needs to invest time to heal up again, and I can use that time to creep. But maybe it's a little too greedy because the orc is coming and he's still looking so scary. Level 5 Blade Master is still quite a bit away, and so is the Shadowhunter. He was not able to creep everything around the map. yAwS could contest all of this creeping. By the way, level 4 Mountain King as well. So, level 2 Clap, Speed Scroll coming in, no Dispel on the Priest to get rid of this. And this position is not good for the human player. There's a lot of surface area for the Orc, but the Blizzard and Clap is dealing so much damage. And the Blade Master is sitting in the front lines, also Peasants helping in this fight. But it looks like kind of XeLSinG's positioning isn't on point now, is it?
No, the Kodo is coming now, trying to eat something. Oh, okay, they ate the breakers already. Level 4 on the Shadowhunter. He has a potion of healing left, but this Blizzard is dealing so much damage to XeLSinG's entire army. The Blade Master is not running wild that good. Nice disable of the Archmage once again, close to level 5. Next Blizzard, there's nothing to interrupt here. Okay, now the Raiders is, but he lured them into the army and now killing 2 at the same time. Level 5 and level 5 for Archmage and Mountain King. Clap Blizzard is becoming better and better as the game progresses, and it's 66 food versus 44. What a big win for yAwS. This area of effect combo is really winning him the game. Stormbolt on the Blade Master. He really wants to get him now. Heal wave saves him, but surround on the Shadowhunter. There is a big potion of healing. Is he able to get him out? Here's the first potion, but I think it won't be enough. There's no mana to pop him out with the buck. He tried, but both heroes are low, and I think both heroes will die. The Blade Master in trouble. Gets away. GG! yAwS is taking the first map here on LR. The Blizzard Clap combo definitely won him the game. XeLSinG did great in the early game,
Absolutely.
I think. Really, really good. 2 fights that he won, but yAwS came back with that skill switch, and he executed Clap Blizzard combo perfectly.
Yeah. Clap takes a lot of damage away from the bold hero focus potential or single target focus potential, but that was not his attempt. He was going for all the mass area of effect damage, and I think when he went and entered this fight, he had a maximum of 1 heal scroll, and that's not enough. That is not enough against level 2 Clap, level 3 Blizzard towards the end. And it was kind of very, very favored for yAwS already, but still, you need more heal scrolls if you want to contest this. Late game, it seemed like XeLSinG, it's not his strength.
Yeah, that's
and yAwS did a great job hanging on. He knows, all right, late game, I can do this, I can win this.
Well,
and it was turned around, and he made it.
Late game is XeLSinG's strength if he plays his tactics like he used to, but in big 70 versus 70 fights, I think he really kind of falls off a cliff with that. But Last Refuge was definitely a human map, heavily favored human map. This was a must for yAwS to win, and we will see game number 2 on Echo Isles. 1-0 lead for yAwS in this part of the bracket for the fourth and final spot. Who's going to Gamescom? We will see that. Who is advancing to the final in this qualifier? It's going to be yAwS or XeLSinG. yAwS won the first game. This next map is going to be yAwS. And for me personally, this is a great matchup. Human versus Orc on yAwS is always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I also really enjoy this matchup. If you guys are tuning in to WarCraft for the first time in a while and you're not too familiar with it, the dynamic with this matchup is really interesting. Before Tier 2, like in quite a few matchups, the Orc has absolutely the upper hand. It is his time to gain an advantage and to make use of it throughout the game. When it becomes late game, as we just saw and as we also told you before, it kind of switches over. When it hits 70 versus 70, the human is usually kind of favored. And to be honest, it is harder for the Orc to micro perfectly in that situation than it is for the human. And yeah, yAwS knew this. He knew he had to hold on, and he did so very impressively.
Yeah.
And managed to win it. 1-0 lead, and yAwS. It is the map where humans, I feel, are most comfortable expanding in any matchup. But against Orc, it kind of has fallen out of favor,
Yeah,
at least early on, right?
That's right. Probably a Tier 2 Expo, maybe, but you can do it. Of course, it's very easy to get level 3, get the level 2 water elementals to support your army. And yeah, I think, once again, a good human map, but it's hard to find good Orc maps versus human, I guess. But on this map, of course, we have the Marketplace. And the Marketplace is pretty good for the Blade Master, because he can pimp up his Blade Master with claws.
Exactly.
And yeah, whatsoever. And of course, the consumables are also available there. And yAwS is generally a map where you can find a lot of claws. So we might see a plus 24 Blade Master here together with the Kodo Aura, but we will see about that when we come into mid and late game. We will join yAwS right now. 1-0 lead for the German human player, Mark yAwS Förster, the co-commentator for our little casting right here from yesterday and today. He's spawning in the upper right in red, once again in the upper left. We have XeLSinG from the Belarus.
Yes. Is XeLSinG going to be more aggressive this time? I think so, because despite him having a good advantage, honestly, when it was 70 versus 70, it wasn't all that close. It was kind of one-sided.
Yeah.
And I think this should trigger in him, all right, you know what? I don't think the chances of me winning this beyond, let's say, 10, 12 minutes are very good. So maybe, as you said, the Marketplace, this is a speciality of yAwS. This shop or this building is only available on yAwS. And the way it works, if you don't know, you have to creep camps, and the items that drop there, items of that level that can drop will appear in the Marketplace. So, if you find a Circlet of Nobility and you go to the Marketplace, you can, for example, buy the Claws of Attack if it is spawned there. But it's, again, RNG based, so it might be one of those items. You know?
It's like the item drops twice, once on the floor and once in the Marketplace.
Yeah.
With a second.
Kind of like that, exactly. And yeah, you can definitely boost your Blade Master that way. For example, you can creep your little ogre, get a circlet, go to the Marketplace, buy a claws, go to the merchant and buy a circlet. And then you have a level 1 hero who is crazy strong. It's really expensive to do this.
That's right, but we saw XeLSinG spend a lot of resources on his upgrades. Maybe if he uses that for his heroes, that might be more effective.
I feel he has to change something up, because the last game actually went really well for him and it was not enough. But maybe he feels, all right, you know what? Yeah, I had a decent lead, kind of, and I lost it, the game, but I know what I did wrong and I can still do the same. Yeah. This is also possible, but usually players will tend to say, all right, I need to change something up. He finds the first Claws of Attack. That is the best thing he can find, not right now, but in the long term. And he sells something and gets something from the Marketplace, exactly what we talked about. Circlet plus Claws. And this is the strongest the hero can be after like 2.5 minutes.
That's right. Plus 8 damage, plus HP, plus armor, plus everything. He's searching the the Archmage right now, but yAwS, once again, evasion creeping here, going for the aggressive and heading towards the base of XeLSinG. He is teching already. The base is not sealed off at all. And yeah, he's attacking. He's getting that little green camp.
Yeah, he wants to get level 2, and I'm pretty sure he's going to use Militia to creep simultaneously on his side. He knows that the Blade Master will be coming here, most likely. He gets the last hit. Grunt tried to get the last hit, but failed to do so. Not yet Militia creeping, by the way. Again, very, very early Lumber Mill for yAwS.
Yeah, he is really scared about this Wyver Harris, I guess. So he really wants that guard tower in his base to protect his economy.
If we compare the tax, by the way, it is quite a bit faster for the human player.
Yeah, that's
and yeah, this is standard play for humans. They use 4 militia and creep the green camp simultaneously if he notices
kind of
it.
Forgets about it.
But I still think that should be enough time. Anyways, his Archmage is retreating, and he will have that hero to accompany him as well. And the Blade Master is just wasting his time right now looking for the Archmage. He was down at the little Murlocs, wasn't there. Was waiting at the Knolls for the militia to creep, didn't do it yet. He bought Boots of Speed and a Staff Teleportation and a Circlet of Nobility, guys. This is super duper expensive. He needs to make something happen with this.
XeLSinG is searching for the Archmage and the army everywhere. He checked like almost every spot. Now he gets the mercenary camp, and now finally he sees the human army of yAwS.
It was nighttime. He may have... It was definitely visible for a second there, the Water Elemental, but it may have just slipped out of vision before he checked it. And yeah, exactly. He actually misses it.
Wow.
Like, the nighttime vision. And again, he's running around in circles. Last time, early and mid game was looking great for the Orc. This time, at least the early game is looking fantastic for the human.
yAwS tech is ready, XeLSinG still teching, and then it's going to be very, very interesting if he's going for Wind Riders or not. yAwS is doing an incredible job doing evasion creeping here. Archmage at the shop getting boots himself, so he can run away from the Blade Master. Mountain King, second hero, double Arcane Sanctum. This is absolutely standard for yAwS.
He bought another Claws of Attack.
Oh
he bought 3 items. 4 items. 4 items on his hero.
This is so expensive, man.
It's incredibly expensive. Oh my god.
Did he skip a grunt? Because I only see 3.
And he's supply blocked. He can't get his second hero.
Oh. XeLSinG is not very experienced in this kind of situations. Of course, he plays some cups, but he was only in 1 final, so he don't really know that situation of huge pressure. And because it is single elimination, you don't want to do any mistakes. And we see Militia come in here, but this is most likely only for the creep.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I thought perhaps Tower Rush.
No.
With the decent advantage he had, but no. He plays it safe. I mean, it seems like he is strong enough late game that he doesn't have to finish it early.
Sorry to cut you off, but I want to finish this pressure statement here. yAwS, of course, he played on so many big stages, on the EPS finals, on WCGs. He beat freaking Sky in China on stage. Absolutely great. But that Blade Master, that was really good. He stole that item. Potion of a Greater Mana, level 2 for the Blade Master.
That was actually a big mistake by yAwS. He used the bolt to stun, to kill the little ogre, to get the last hit. He could have used that bolt to either last hit the ogre, the big one, or the Blade Master. Either way, he would have most likely gotten the last hit and the item. Now he dropped both. First big mistake in this game from the German.
Yeah, now the Blade Master is able to pick up some peasants, but yAwS saving 1. Very nice, but their sorceress should definitely retreat into the base. At the same time, he is getting the second unit spot here with Wand of Illusion. That can be very nice, especially if you have breakers in front. And XeLSinG has not much on the battlefield. 3 grunts, and there's no pillage, so this is not as effective as it could be. Mountain King is out, so the Altar of Kings is not that important. He only needs it to seal off the base, and in the meantime we have Raider Walker, no Wyvern coming.
Surprised yAwS didn't get an invulnerability potion at the shop. That's kind of one way he loses this Hex and the Blade Master, because as we said before, this Blade Master is really, really strong. That's the thing he has to be careful about. But now Militia coming out as yAwS is joining or meeting the Orc head on outside of his base. Archmage in kind of a bad position, but so is the Spirit Walker in a terrible position, in fact. yAwS could easily surround it, but no, doesn't want to invest that time. Bolts him instead. Level 2 MK already, and this supply block Shadowhunter that came so late still has 0 experience to his name. And this is yAwS, people. The creep camps are dissipating quickly, and if you start leveling too late, your SH level 3 will not be online in time.
That's right, but it's kind of easy to get on level 3, but yAwS got the mid camp, as at least most of the experience, and the second mid camp here at the bottom. So XeLSinG definitely has to creep his marketplace, his mercenary camp very, very soon. And yAwS, of course, knows about that and can maybe use that time a little more effectively. Blade Master still trying to get that altar. First raiders are coming, still no pillage, and yAwS is getting the mercenary camp himself.
I like this move though from XeLSinG. He is just distracting the human basically to get time for Shadowhunter to level up. Because I think yAwS will be forced to defend this at some point, because he really doesn't want to let the Blade Master into his base, especially since there's no Arcane Tower. He will always be able to run away again with Windwalk, excuse me. But now he has level 3 MK, if I'm not mistaken. No. Why is he not solo creeping this? The Archmage should be up in the base and defend, and MK should be solo creeping. I think that would be the best solution to this.
Oh, yAwS has big lumber problems. He can't repair the altar. Oh, now he can, but it's only 20 lumber left, and here comes the second raider. This might be enough. Yeah, the Ant is coming, no repair anymore. Altar is down, the base is open.
Yeah, but now his army is finally coming back. Big problem is he absolutely cannot lose a hero right now. If he loses a hero right now without an altar, he doesn't have the resources really to support a buyback from the tavern. This was kind of a mistake by yAwS, I do feel. Like, just solo creep the MK and have your Archmage up there. Even if the Blade Master starts chasing your AM, yes, with the End Snare it's kind of dangerous, but it's only one End Snare, and you can keep the boots on the Archmage, so I think it could have been enough. Now staff out from the Blade Master. First time he is using this staff, and yes, it did work well, but still 150 gold is quite a bit. And all this time, SH is still only level 2.
Yeah.
Like, it seems. Oh, but Pendant of Energy. That's tasty.
Huge item drop. The inventory of the Orc is absolutely great. Plus 14 on the Blade Master. Big potion of mana and the Pendant of Energy for XeLSinG. This Shadowhunter might be his key into the third and final map if he uses it well and gets him to level 3.
These are such amazing items. Pendant and greater mana. That's so much healing if you drop the mana potion, the pendant before you use a mana potion. Is he gonna reach level 3 here? No, he's not. And he sees the opponent coming and speed scroll immediately. Uses one bolt to kill a peon. Feel like he uses some of those mana points too liberally. But still, XeLSinG doesn't want to fight. And the long-range End Snare from the Trapper. But now a fight is going to happen. There's no more heal scroll to get away. Hex against the bolt, but it doesn't last too long. And I'm sure he's going to bolt the Berserker. Yes, and he's also going to get a Raider. And bad rally from the Grunt. He should have put him out of the group. And another Raider coming in, also getting slowed. XeLSinG kind of not having the best overview here.
No, he was so close of coming back into this game, but yAwS put the really nice timing to chase XeLSinG's army because he knew the Blade Master was far away. Yeah, bolt, next Raider down. XeLSinG lost like 1,000 gold in 1 minute and got nothing for it in return. 2 breakers are out. The Archmage is level 4. I think he really wanted that Brilliance Aura level 2 because you really improve your casters with it. So here, Shadowhunter in danger. Is there another Stormbolt? Yeah, but he uses it on the Raider to get the army low. Only 43 food for XeLSinG. And yAwS, look at it, 58 supply. And now it's, the next Grunt, but it gets dispelled. But, oh man, this is...
MK is just chasing like a madman. He's got the boots of speed. He's like, dude, you're not running away from me. And he tries to bash to death that Grunt, I'm pretty sure, because the casters are going to kill the Walker, which is...
Yeah, this might take a while.
Yeah. Walkers actually have resistant skin, so debuffs last very shortly only on them, like they do on heroes. but still he is gonna fall in the end.
Yeah, XeLSinG can save that one grunt, maybe. There's a Stormbolt now, but I don't think if that was necessary.
He's down by more than 10 supply.
Yeah, but there's
level
no mana
almost
anymore on the
4.
MK.
That is true. That
And
is
you know the
clarity.
SH is like swimming in mana. Well, there's only 100.
And he's also has those items. And level 3. But no more raiders. They've all been killed. How is he supposed to kill heroes? And if he can't kill the heroes, how is he supposed to win this game? Because I don't see his army winning. But hey, he's gonna have to prove me wrong if he wants to go to Gamescom, if he wants to proceed at WCA. Towers are coming. It's not a crazy big tower rush, only 2 ivories, but they add a lot of pressure to this siege. 2 Kodos, by the way. Very unusual to see 2 of those. 3 Kodos. What is this?
I think he wants to eat the breakers to get into the castles, but there are no raiders. Shop is down and the towers are all almost up. This is looking very, very good for yAwS here with his 2 level... Okay, his level 4 and level 3 heroes. The Blade Master still on level 2, but the inventory, don't forget about it, plus the Kodo aura. It's a plus 18 damage Blade Master. yAwS has to retreat into his towers because they are about to get ready. Here is the first guard shower, ladies and gentlemen. More piercing damage for the human player. There is 2 storm bolts on the MK, and maybe it's time to hammer down the Blade Master, but no, the Shadow Hunter is well aware, hexes that little dwarf, but now it's hammer time finally. But yeah, he gets the Kodo. Yeah, that didn't eat anything. It was this one. Now the Mountain King moves back a little. The castles are well placed here. 1 tower is down, 2nd tower about to fall. Here comes the hammer to the head of the Blade Master. He's almost level 3, but he gets away in time, but there's no shop. But we know there's a lot of mana on the SH. He can heal him up, but army-wise, this is looking so good for yAwS. 61 versus 48. The Kodos, everything is slowed. The breaker, the walker is slowed, but next heal wave saves him. This big potion of mana keeps XeLSinG in the game.
Catapult coming out of the barracks at the worst time possible. Dies immediately and look kind of good for XeLSinG, but this is the burnout phenomenon of Orc. It looks kind of good, kind of good, kind of good, and suddenly you have no more items, no more mana, and everything just keeps falling. Everything is slowed, and that is too much in the end. yAwS playing very well again. Not like on Last Refuge, where he fought back, but this map, he got a bit of an advantage and a bit more and a bit more, and he didn't really make any mistakes, and he closed it out.
That's right. Very impressive performance by yAwS on Echo. I wasn't that satisfied with LR, but maybe he just needed that one game to get into the tournament mode in his head, or the beast mode. Oh, there he is, smiling. Okay. Want to join?
Sure. Wait, can I give my headset over to have a few words from him?
Okay.
Come on.
Easiest cut goal of my life.
Oh man, don't get too cocky.
Nah.
Still have 1 best of 3 left.
This was pretty good. Like, XeLSinG on the first map was a lot stronger than on the second map, I think. Like, on the second map, his strategy, I knew what was coming. So I was preparing at the towers. I told you guys before, I have to do that, and for that reason it paid off, yeah. And
So, what won you the first game? We thought it was definitely the transition to Blizzard Clap that won the final fight.
yeah, I think...
Before it looked kind of grim for you.
Yeah, it was kind of grim. The early game did not really go that well. I almost lost my Archmage and I had no shop. I couldn't really regenerate. I was waiting for the priest and I was hoping that he's not going for Creepjack. Then it would be GG. But he was planning also for a longer game. This is what we actually talked about. Everybody is playing it solid and safe, and I was not risking anything. He was not risking anything. And then in the long run, I think this is like my best game. This is what I can do best. Like when I have a big army, when I have Blizzard, Clap, and everything available, I can use all this stuff like to the fullest, I think, most of the time. So I think when it comes down to these kind of fights, I was definitely better than him.
The next game is going to be Sonic versus Hate Love Anger. Will determine your opponent. Who would you like to face?
Hate Love Anger, of course. He's one of my guys that used to be close to me like throughout the gaming scene back in the days, and I love this guy. And he was telling me that he is looking forward to a semi-final against me, and he's pretty damn confident, and I hope he's doing it.
Okay, and if it's Sonic, you think you can beat him?
No, I think he's too strong. He won the Zodiac Dream League. He's one of the finest, if not the best player determined by that tournament, and I think it was pretty damn good, and I think he still is good, and I may have some chances, but my chances are not as good as they are against Hala, for example.
Okay. Then we will see the second best of 3 of this semi-final in the qualifier. We told you it's Hate Love Anger from Germany versus Sonic.